Hello everybody, welcome back to the single player world. Guys, before we get going anywhere, I want to just show you what I've done between the two episodes. Not too much, but it looks really good, and I think that's going to start working. So, first of all, before I go any further, thank you so much for the great tips in the last video. Not only that, also the amazing support. So, thank you very, very much for that, guys. The last video was significantly more than usual, which is really, really cool to see so many people who are really enthused about this build. And to be honest, I am extremely enthused about this build. I haven't had a build of this magnitude and this level of detail that we're about to get into, I don't think ever. So it's going to be a really, really fun thing to do. And I'm looking very, very forward to getting this thing completed and also working on it. So thank you very much to everybody who liked the video, left me a comment suggesting certain things to do, and just in general sharing it. That helps me a lot, and thank you very, very much for that, guys. So for today's video, it's going to be a little bit different to last video. I mean, last video was a lot of getting the main things started, the main shape, the big stuff going. Now we start to add some of these finer details here, like the ropes going across the sides there. And I thought, there's two things I can get to work here. Obviously, fence posts were a very obvious one, but the other one that was to me, a pretty good idea, but I'm not too sure whether it would work, would be some stained glass paint. My worry about them, or even now coming to think of it, the iron bars, they could be pretty cool. But the big issue with them is I'm not too sure whether or not you'll see them from that distance. So we might be better off not doing them. So what I've done here, by the way, to get this whole thing working, is used a little trick, and we can do it for this last one. Now, by the way, I'm not 100% certain what I'm doing with all of these ropes, but every ship I've noticed has got some sort of ropes overlining the ship. So we'll keep going with that, and hopefully that'll be something that helps us. So what I've been doing with this, in fact, let me try and get it from the inside here. I don't think it actually does come from here, but I think this will work quite well. Is I've been having a look at how to get this to get its shape right. And originally I started off with a few of, actually I've got to go one higher. This is going to be too low if I put it over there, because that's only 2 blocks up, so there we go. I've been having a look at shapes of ships, of course, and how they get their stuff, and then when I start to do it with the fence posts, it becomes very, very hard, because of course the fence posts are vertical, and you're working in a horizontal and vertical space, so you have to work your mind around each one of them. So it's a lot easier when you're trying to have a look at it. It's a lot easier to build with the bricks, or stone blocks, my apologies, than building with the fence posts, and I'll show you exactly why. So have a look at that, right? There we go. I've got a pretty cool angle there. I think what I need to do is probably put a block in there and get rid of that block, and possibly maybe just do something here. Maybe just extend that block there and pull it around there. So that's a fairly easy thing to do. And this is all, by the way, me choosing this is all just purely experience. And like pretty much I place these blocks with some sort of idea of what I'm doing, but really nothing too much. So I said I wanted to do that there. I've already forgotten what I wanted to do, so let me just step back here. Pull this down here. Let's do that. Let's do this. Just something over here like this. This could work quite well. There and there. It's a bit too much. That's just a little bit too much. I like that. I think I'm back to where I started, am I not? Alright, let's go step back. Maybe it'll be obvious from here. If not, we might not even have to change anything. By the way, I was thinking with this thing for my Elytra course eventually that I want to do, this could be a pretty cool little obstacle, like having a bunch of panes just floating in the middle of nowhere. It'll be extremely frustrating, but I think it could be kind of cool. Okay, there we go. That's going to work. That's definitely going to work. And now what I do is I just go through each one of these and I just replace each of them with a fence post, and then I have another look at them, because of course they don't always work the way you want them to work, and that's why it's important just for me to take a step back and have a look at whether or not the blocks matched up to the fence posts, because they're very weird things. One thing would be super cool is a way of making things horizontal, like fence posts horizontal. That would be really, really awesome. It would make this build turn out a lot better. Another thing I thought about, and this may come in handy a bit later on in the ship, is using some fence gates. They might be kind of cool to use in some way, but I'm not too sure how we're going to use them just yet. But I thought I better keep them in my mind, because they could end up being a cool idea for some ropes in the future. So let's have a look at this now. That'll work. Let's just go out here. And as I say, doing some fence gates could be kind of cool. But the only issue with fence gates is they're such an annoying thing to place. All right. See that? It's got this very big... You see what I was talking about? It's got a very big, like, vertical thing there. So I think what we might be better off doing is doubling up on some of these. So I might just go over here. We may as well double up. Can I get up here? I think I can just do that. Yeah, do that there. Break that. And then we'll just double up there and double up here. Apparently I don't have any there. I might need to put one in there. Let's have a look. So this is pretty much my process, by the way, guys. For this episode, by the way, what I'm planning on doing is getting as much of the sales done as possible, or at least getting our mind around how the sales work. Got to get one out the back there, and then that'll work. Getting our mind about how the sales work and how we're going to get these sales to look somewhat organic, because I don't want them to look too straight and manufactured. I want them to look like they actually are just hanging there, being pushed by the wind. You know what I mean? I don't want them to be like hard looking. Kind of like, do you remember, if you guys have seen from my last world, the windmill that I built with the really big blades on it? That was really, really good to get those blades to kind of look like they were spinning in the air, but they actually weren't turning, but of course, obviously, but they looked as though they were. They gave that illusion, and that's what I'm going to look for in here. I'm going to try to get the illusion of these sails that we're going to do to be pushed by the wind. And by the way, that is looking amazing. I'm very, very happy with this. So, of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just plan this out. I'm going to put a few ropes around the place, try to see where I can put the sails. I'm going to do a lot of these. I'm not too sure what they're called, but think of the triangle sails. If I said triangle sails, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. That's what I've just sorted out here. So we're going to do 3 on the front there. We're probably going to do 1 at the back there. And I'll work out the rest of it as we keep going. But we'll at least get the triangle sails done today. And then what I also want to do is I want to start doing some stuff on the inside, because I've got a lot of very good ideas from the comments and looking at other things as well online and what people carried on cargo ships. I think we're going to have a very, very good amount of stuff to put in this boat. I've got to move on with the sails, and I want to show you guys, just before I get too much further away from it, what these things are looking like. So I've started off over there, just busy planning these ones out, and I've got to do 3 of these, and I hope I haven't gone too large with this, but I think that shape is looking pretty good. And overall, the way I've got this shape has just been a bit of trial and error. Oh, just missed that. I would have been so close to it as well. Now, if you're wondering where I get all of this wool from, without having a wool farm, I do have my mob farm. Twice? Really? Oh man, let me give it one last try. If not, we're just going to give up and not land at all. Alright, so here we go. Nail it, please. Wonderful, there we go. Alright, so I've pretty much just been, I've just been putting these pieces in here. I went up there, kind of just worked my shape out in a 2-dimensional thing again, like what we did there. Like with the whole ship. Do you remember that outline we got of the ship? That's what I'm talking about there. We did that, and then I've just kind of put these pieces in here. Now, what I want to do is I want to tie this one down to the side of the ship, and yes, I killed the skeleton. We put this on the side of the ship here, and then I want to do the next one and the next one, but I've got to work out whether or not these are going to intersect. So it's going to be kind of an interesting thing to do. I don't know. I need to just work this out, but I thought I'd bring you guys in very quickly, and I did just fall there, very, very quickly, to make sure that you understand what's going on before I do so much stuff. But yeah, that next one will probably be around... Actually, I probably could continue these on at the same point in each of these. Like, another one just below that, and then another, like, in terms of how far up. So they'll end up being a little bit further spaced out. Maybe 3 might be a bit too many. Everything's looking a lot clearer right now. I've turned off fog just so that we can see this a bit better, and when we finish with the build, maybe I'll turn it back on. We'll play around with it from then. But look at what I've done here. Let me step out there. And bam, look at that. That's looking so, so good. I've also gone ahead and started putting in some of these pieces here, but mainly the flags. This is, well, not flags, sorry, the sails. That's been a lot of work. Let me tell you that. I've taken them down many times. In fact, since the last time, I've had 2 or 3 designs before saying that these ones will be alright. So just take a quick glimpse at them while we go past. But it's a lot more work than I was expecting on these ones, to be honest. I thought the sails would be a lot easier than they were, and I've probably got them down now with all the work that I've done on these ones. But what I want to do is carry on with a few other things, because the sails are going to be a fairly large job, a bigger job than I was expecting, and I definitely don't want to get stuck on them too much longer. So what I want to do is I want to move over to another stage here, before we maybe add something in underneath there or something along those lines. We'll see how we go today. But what I want to do is I want to add in the nets that go on the side here. So normally on boats, and I've switched over to spruce fence from the oak. I might still go back to the oak. I'll see how we go. But normally on these sorts of ships, from what I can see, there is generally a bit of rope that creates a net to go up here. I think that'll work. Yeah, is this in line with that one? I reckon if we go in line with that one, that'll be good. We'll do this here. And the idea is that the nets are kind of angled inwards, so that if you were climbing up the outside here, you'd be able to use each area, like each level, to just climb up the net and get to the top here. So I want to go in there. Maybe we'll go inwards one. It's always so weird using fences. I can't get in the habit of actually putting them in here. So there we go. We do those there. Bam, get rid of that one. Fall through the middle. And now I'm a little bit stuck. So let's have a look here. How do I get up there? Could probably ender pearl. Yeah, I can ender pearl that. Okay, I can't ender pearl that. I'll just ender pearl straight through. Let's just the simple old-fashioned way again. There we go. Yeah, fences are such a weird thing to work with, because not only are they weird like that, where you fall through the middle of things, and you try and connect things up, and you don't realize where they finish, but they also have very weird bounding boxes, so it ends up just being such a strange thing. Let me just put those in there. Can I have that back, please? Let's do this here. There we go. Let's see this. I just want to play around with this because I'm not too sure whether or not I'm going to be able to get this shape right. So we'll do this. Make life a lot easier again. And oh, thought this was one away. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull this one more in. This is pretty much been, if you guys are wondering what how my project's gone so far, this has pretty much been it, like summing it up. So trying something out, realizing that it's too far away, too close, just out of shape, and then I've got to go back and break it down, try on some other stuff, but it's a very enjoyable thing when you get to it, because really this whole big project, it's not about like each stage, but at the end you just know, you can see what it's going to start looking like. That's more or less what I'm saying, is by the end of it you can just be so happy that you've done it. And it all is all looking so good, and to be honest, I've enjoyed every piece of it. It's just sometimes very difficult to maintain your concentration for as long as you do, specifically when you're doing things like these ones over here, and each of them are sort of intersecting. And my first few designs were actually pretty bad for that, and that was what I tried to get away with. But if you have a look here, each of these touch each other at some point there. And you've got to keep that in mind of where you're intersecting these things to replicate them across a few. Oh, I haven't got rid of everything. When you want to replicate them across every single one of these. So it's quite a bit of thinking, surprisingly. And yeah, it's just a lot of work for that. That's actually looking pretty good from this side. I decided to go for a straight piece over here because I saw that in another boat. And I want to just check whether or not that is going to be the thing that works. Because I originally thought maybe doing these like that and like that again. Yeah, that's going to work really well. So the next stage from here will be taking them up another one here. And going up one level is going to be a bit more steeper. Because, of course, we've only got to go in one block. Yeah, I'll take them into there. One block there. So I'll probably go up about halfway with this. And I might even have to put some stuff around the sides here. But I think this is going to work very well. Each of these platforms over here, I'm going to do another one on each of those there. And a lot of it's just replication stuff. So we'll just get the basics done. You have to figure these things out now. Once we've got them figured out, I think it's going to make our life so easy here, because it's all just a matter of replicating things. We'll probably do a bit in a stream one day, or maybe do a bit more in the future episodes. I might get some stuff done for next episode. We'll see how we go as to what we're putting in next. But man, I'm loving this project. Like, I know I've said it so many times, but I'm actually having such a good time because it's something so different. So different. Let's just do that, and it's going nighttime, which is a good time to go nighttime because I'm about to go fly off into the distance. And let's check this out here once I've turned around. Bam. Yeah, that is looking good. That is what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted, man. I'm so happy. Okay, let's just do one last check on this before I add in a few more of these. Let's just do one last check here. Do I want that to be a bit wider and then get that in? I think I do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try create a little bit more of a thing over here. And the way I'm going to do that... Oh, I've got to go all the way down because I can't climb stairs while I'm with my elytra. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a little bit more to the back here. And then make this one out like this one is here. So I'm going to maybe pull this out. There, that'll work. Yeah, like that. And then this should give us that shape that I'm looking for over here. Get rid of 2 of these. There we go. So as I say, pretty much what I've been doing, and also the amount of fireworks that I've gone through has been absolutely crazy. Yeah, got to get rid of 1 more of those and I'll be happy. One more. This is as I say, all just me playing around with this the whole day. So I'll get rid of this, guys. I will go ahead, do another one of these. Alright, before we go any further, I want to show you just something else that I've been working on in a stream, actually the stream most recently, before this video is released. So this over here is, if you aren't very familiar, let's just quickly do a quick fly up and look down. So that is the village, there's the ship, and over here, by the way, you got a little glimpse of what I've done to the ship, but do not worry, we'll go have a look at that now. And as we go down here, the thought is just, this is just a little bit of an update on the world and how we are going to be doing things. Basically, I've been thinking now more and more about this world. It's been made apparent to me that open world games, not unlike Minecraft, they tend to direct you in certain areas into the world. And this world that we are building, I intend to do that as well. I intend this to be an open world that you guys can download, which a lot of you guys do love the downloads, and that's really, really cool, because it's cool to just check out the builds that are going on, and also just explore the world. And one thing that's kind of awesome about that is getting people to direct themselves around the world without actually telling someone where to go. So I want to use some tricks from here, by the way. Ignore this area here. It's from this area onwards that we've been starting. Using tricks, for instance, having like little cutouts like this in the land to block you from getting any point of interest on this side and carrying on towards the main point of interest being this wizard tower. As you continue along this path, eventually you'll have the inn. Using little tricks like this, blocking your vision from one side. There's going to be a rock over here. It's going to kind of force you to look this way. And just mess around with your vision, I guess, to direct you in different ways. And it's something that I'm now starting to think about. It's a lot of practice, but I think this world, by the time we've got that stuff all done, I reckon this world is going to be a really, really cool place just to download, look around, and explore, of course. And that's always in the front of my mind when I'm doing this. And there, by the way, is our ship. But before that, I've just noticed this over here looks a little bit longer than usual, and I want to quickly inspect this. Now, people who might not know what the cool thing about why this could be a bit longer is Minecraft occasionally messes up. Pretty much no real big information. It messes up when it's moving items between hoppers, and sometimes duplicates certain items. So we had 1 pickaxe in here, and it looks like we've only got 1 pickaxe. All right. No, we've got 2. We've got 2. Okay, it didn't load. Okay, see there's Silky Rock Stick. That was the first pickaxe name that we had. I just had to reload the inventory. So it definitely did duplicate. By the way, these are it's a pretty good Silk Touch pickaxe, but it's, in fact, just because I know someone's going to be upset with me duplicating it, I'm going to let that despawn over there. It was for testing purposes. And the reason we needed to put in a larger item in there, like an unstackable item, is of course that works with the lighthouse. If you guys don't know how that works, there's a video on the lighthouse. And actually a tutorial video on the lighthouse. But there we go. Let's have a look at this. I think this is starting to get that extra level of detail that's just... Oh man, it's so good. It's so good to finally see some big project like this now starting to get a little bit more shape. And as I say, the detail is going really, really good. This episode's our first episode of detailing it. And obviously, I'm going to be working on it, as I mentioned before. I'm going to be working on this quite a lot more over the next few days. And probably, hopefully we get it done quicker. Because I don't want to carry on this project too long. Because it's definitely one that I want to see in this world right now. So the next stage will be, I think we can maybe mess around with this today, is adding in what I will hope will be good-looking flags. At least 1 flag. That'll be kind of cool. If I don't fall off everything. We'll try this again. We'll go around this way. And I should actually be good at this after the amount of times I've been flying around here. In fact, I should probably check out my elytra. Yeah, getting pretty low right now. And I need to go and mend this up. I've been mending this elytra quite a bit recently. With all the flying around, going over here, going out, checking up. There we go. We made that one. We made it. Perfect. All right. And just to be safe, I'm just going to put in one of these here instead of ender pearling up there, because I know that is not a good idea. It's never a good idea. So we'll do that. And maybe one more there. And I know that the cobblestone wall doesn't work too well from perhaps that height, but it's definitely going to be not a bad idea. Actually, you know what? Let's try this out. As if this goes through here. It's definitely not going to be a bad idea in terms of getting this to look like a proper flag over here. Flag post. So we'll do something like that. Maybe go out here and then kind of just freestyle in it. Hopefully this works. If not, my trick will be obviously just to go step back, have a look from further distance. There. Maybe like that. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Let's go check it out. I think it might be a bit too short, so we might have to come back. Although, it probably has the shape that we need. Yeah, we need to go out way further that way. I want this to be a fairly long flag, so I've underestimated, not misunderestimated. I've underestimated my the size of this here, so we'll do that there. There. We'll just pull this off here like this, just to see how we can go here. And this is, of course, as per usual, the shaping of stuff. And eventually, by the way, if you've got any suggestions, please leave them down in the comments for any colors that you want to see on the ship. Because currently I'm just doing the white because, of course, it's the easiest color to get our hands on. Just plain wool. And I can change this up. I can even change the entire sails. It's not a big deal. It should be fairly simple. Take me a little bit of time to switch it over, but it's not going to be complicated to do. There we go. That's looking better. Now I've just got to loop it up. But you can see the top is just a little bit too flat. And that's not a problem. I'm going to take a little bit away there, put a little bit on top there, and we should have an alright looking flag. So we'll get a bit over here. Maybe a bit more. And make our life easier. Get rid of this with these here. And now we'll have a look here. I hope this flag will now have the shape that we need. And by the way, another thing. Look at that. 75 levels. How long do you reckon before I die and lose all of those? Oh, that is not a better shape. That is definitely not a better shape. All right, so get rid of that. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll keep this in here. Like that. So we have this like dip down into this. So we'll go again, and now you can see exactly why I go through elytra and rockets like anything. But my plan is going to be to put in an extra elytra because I need a spare because I die with them sometimes. And also, not only that, it'll come in very, very handy instead of me having to go to the end every few hours or hour or so, actually, sometimes. There we go. That, I think, needs the bottom piece taken out here now. May need to get rid of those. But that's all right. This is the process we're going through. And let's have a look behind us. It'll do. Because, guys, today's episode has been a lot of work, and it's gone really, really well. So I'm going to end the episode pretty much right over here, just so that we get some more stuff done in the next episode. I'll get a lot more done between these two episodes, of course. And also, I might do a little bit in a stream. So keep an eye out for the, obviously, streams. We have 4 streams a week. So keep an eye out for one of those streams. Hopefully I'll catch you guys there. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I've just left this exactly how it is. Yeah, I've changed absolutely nothing. That's all right. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know what you're thinking about. Let me know if you're enjoying it, if you've got any ideas. But thank you very, very much for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next one.